Hi everyone, this is Ada.
This is Lisa.
Welcome to the Opinion Piece.
Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about what women want. For all you men out there, you should be listening because you have a lot to learn. I don't care how old you are. Let's see if we can shed some insight, right?
Yes.
What the heck do we know? But we'll just give it a shot.
I mean, I think I know what I want, and I'm sure it's pretty much in line with everybody else.
I would imagine, definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, Lisa, you kind of are in a tough situation with your ex and just...
My life is like all about the kids right now. Yeah,
Right.
It makes it like...
But I'm sure that gives you a little bit more insight into what you wish he would have done.
Yeah. I'm like, don't even know what I'm thinking right now. All I'm thinking is whatever you do out there, don't be with the wrong person.
So you're saying
all I'm
that...
saying is if you're in a relationship right now and you're still waiting for somebody else or like it's just not, like just break up with her. Like just...
Yeah, don't
know
let
what
it
I
go
mean?
on for 10 plus years, like just...
Or 1 year or whatever. Like
Any
once
years.
you know, like just let it go.
Right,
Go find what you're looking for. Don't drag them along just because you don't want to be alone
right,
while you're waiting for Mrs. Right.
right.
I think that's really important. I think that's important for all of
Gotcha.
us, women and men. That goes to everybody. Don't be with somebody you don't want to be with. Just let it go. Let it go. What do you got?
Right.
That's my number one.
I mean, mine's not as serious.
That's
I mean,
okay.
I would
Oh, I have
say
lots more. What do you want?
I want him
You want
to
to be touched? No.
that was in reference to the last episode. Go back and hear the ridiculousness. I would like to be touched. I just want a partner, like in everything. I think my biggest tip would be, and this is coming from a person who, I was at home with the kids, my husband went off and he made the money, and dealing with so much stuff that he does at his job. And
Right.
I understood that. But at the same time, I feel like men need to support their wives, even if they're making all the money or whatever it is. Like they need to just support and understand that there's so much emotion that goes on with us. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like incontrollable sometimes. And like, is that incontrollable or uncontrollable? Uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Emotions and hormones are crazy. Especially if you've had kids and it's like those first few years and you just need somebody to not tell you you're like crazy.
Don't ever tell a woman she's crazy, number one.
Do not.
Number two, don't ever tell a woman to calm down.
Oh my God.
If you do, you better run. That's all I'm saying.
I can't stand that.
I can't stand it either.
I get like so
Angry?
upset. And then it's like, and then that's even more reason to be like, whoa,
yeah.
calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So really, we just want our feelings heard.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know? And not like, oh, well,
Right. Like it's your feelings.
Yeah.
And this is what I always say to anybody, if I'm having a disagreement or I have a feeling about something, I say, well, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That can't be wrong because it's how I feel.
You can't tell me how I feel, right.
You can't. So
Don't tell people how they feel.
no. Or don't say it's stupid or don't,
Yeah.
say it's
Unless you're ready
unjustified.
to run.
Yeah. I mean, for real. Validate feelings. What was yours?
Mine? Oh, I have a million of them.
No, you already said one though. What
What?
was the
Don't
first
stay
one?
with-
Don't stay with somebody that...
Yeah, if you really don't want to
if
be
you're
with
not in
them,
it.
let it go. I think that's really important. Just
Right.
let it go. Yeah. And don't act like just because you're the main breadwinner, you're the more important person in the relationship. That's ridiculous.
Or that you don't have to do stuff in the house.
Yeah, I mean,
Like my
running
husband he is really good with he will come home, he's tired, but he will still help me with the dishes.
Aw.
He will still fix the hole in the wall. Like
Yeah.
he's really good with getting stuff done around the house and
Okay.
not making me feel like
all alone.
all alone.
Are
Yeah.
you feeling all alone out there?
Oh God, here we go. But obviously there's
It's a
those
lot of work.
times. There's times, where,
It's hard to be home with the kids. I have to be honest. It is a lot easier with all my jobs and school. Honestly, it's still easier than being home because when you're home and you're with the kids all day, I mean, of course you love them to pieces, but you still, that isolation I talk about,
Yeah.
it's really hard to be isolated at home all the time. It really is not an easy thing. And, you're running a household. You have to shop and cook and clean and the school stuff. And there's a million things going on. Like, it is a really hard job. It's
Right.
a really hard job, and it's a lonely job, and it doesn't pay, and it deserves like $1 million because it is hard to raise a human. It is hard to raise a human.
I think it's like a mental mind. I want to say a bad word, but I'm not going to because we're a clean show. But it screws with your head a little bit.
It's a lot.
It's just like, especially when they're babies. Like right now, if we were all home together, like, yeah, they're annoying, they fight, but they can take care of themselves to an extent. So I'm not, but when they're all babies and you're home with all of them, and it just screws with your head a lot. Like, it makes you just feel not enough. Like, I always felt like I wasn't doing enough.
Right.
That, my husband would come home and the house is still a disaster, that I didn't organize the clothes or I didn't like do something. And I'm like, I felt like a failure every single day, which was insane because I was keeping our children alive.
Yeah.
But every day, like if he came home and I hadn't cooked dinner yet, like I felt like this crazy.
Well, women have ridiculous expectations of themselves, and again, that has a lot to do with society and what we're supposed to do, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Who the heck can live up to these expectations?
So I have
Who?
I have a really good tip then for the guys.
Okay.
That maybe you call your wife middle of the day and say, I'm bringing home dinner tonight. Don't you worry about cooking.
Aww.
Oh my God. Don't
That'd
you
be
worry about
amazing.
cooking would be the best words I'd ever
Right?
hear. I hate cooking so much. But just to do those little things to take something off their plate,
The
to not make
pressure
them
off.
feel like I would feel guilty to be like, can we order something tonight?
Yeah.
Like I'd feel guilty about saying
You
that.
shouldn't feel guilty about saying
And it's
that.
like if a guy could just come out and say like, either I got a sitter, I'm taking you to dinner.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Or I don't worry about cooking. I'm bringing you guys home food,
That's
whatever.
so nice.
Like, wouldn't that be really nice?
I would imagine that would
Yeah.
be really nice.
Yeah.
For sure. That sounds lovely,
that
actually.
would be another tip for the boys. What else do we have
Oh
for
my
them?
goodness. Communicate.
Mm.
Communicate. You can't be in a relationship without communication. You have to communicate. I mean, but I don't know. I didn't have any of that. Like my situation's very different because if you tried to talk about something, he would just walk out the door.
Right.
But that's not
But
just
that's
with me.
lack
He
of
was like that
communi-
with his dad. He's
Right.
like that with anybody. Like he just can't.
So
he
that's a
can't-
total lack of communication.
Oh, there is none. Zero. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Like I had no voice at all, ever,
Right.
at all, not at all. I wasn't allowed to have a feeling. I wasn't allowed to say anything. I wasn't allowed to do anything. I wasn't allowed to I had no. I don't know. I had no power over my life at
Yeah.
all. None. No, I had no say in my life at all. But why? He didn't even live there. Still don't understand that whole thing. I don't know. You're probably talking to the wrong person. I don't know
Well, no, I think-
anything. Obviously, the only reason.
No, but
that-
I'm talking to the right person because
Yeah.
you would definitely have thoughts of what you would want him to have done.
So.
I think another thing I would like to address about, and this is not a dig on my husband at all.
No,
This is just
yeah.
in general.
In
This is
general.
kind of like, when you have kids, to understand they're your kids too as a man, and you have just as much of a responsibility to
Nurture them,
take care of them.
parent
Like I've heard a husband once say that he had to babysit the kids. And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
wait, isn't that just being a dad? Like you're the father.
Yeah.
You're not babysitting your kids. Those
Yeah.
are your kids, dude.
Oh, I'm like, again, you're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
I mean,
I know. But that's why
But
I
it's
think
true. But that's why I say, Daddy's got to watch you today. Got to go to work.
Yeah, but like a lot of men could avoid so many problems if they just
Took responsibility.
took responsibility in general in the kids in the house,
Yeah.
like
Some
for their
people do.
wives.
Some
And, no,
men
and a
do.
lot of men do.
Yeah.
And I did get lucky in that regard. Like I don't know if it goes back to background and just where those people came from. And like my husband came from a very stable family. Unfortunately for him, I did not.
Yeah.
So I'm a little crazy, but that's fine. But I think if you just take responsibility.
Where are we going with this? Do you know somebody that doesn't take responsibility for their kids? I think you have somebody in mind.
I mean,
I know it's funny because I definitely know men like that.
Right.
And then I know really amazing fathers that like they're just amazing. And
Yeah.
they're all about their kids and the teaching and because seriously, kids, it's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
You have to teach them how to be grown-ups. Does anybody understand that? See, this is like a whole parenting episode
this is
now.
different. I mean, that goes into a whole nother thing.
Yeah, because
But-
and especially, they need their, I don't know.
Well, kids need their fathers
No
and
question.
mothers, but I mean,
Well,
it's just
yeah.
like, they need,
They need guidance.
even
from,
if you're not together as a couple anymore.
Yeah.
If they have those
you
solid
have
parents,
to yeah.
they'll be
But
fine.
it's just not like babysitting your children. Like,
Right.
You have to guide them in the right direction. You have to teach them how to shave. You have to teach them how to function. You have to teach them how to be responsible.
and
you have
show
to
your
teach them-
daughters what kind of man they should be with.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. And show your men, or your boys, how to not only treat their wives, but how to treat each other, like
Right.
as a couple. And, just, there's so many things. There's just so
Yeah.
many things. I could talk about this all
So-
day, really. But generally speaking,
I think if men try to, if they just communicate more, if they listen more, they will be so happy when the relationship.
happy wife, happy life.
And
Romance. Can we talk
Yeah,
about romance? Like,
romance.
don't listen. What the grass is going to grow where you water it. If you don't water it, it will die.
Right.
Period. So don't forget about the romance and whatever. It doesn't happen. Whatever that looks like in your relationship.
Right.
Everybody is different, but you have to take the time out. Do those date nights. Do that. Whatever.
Yeah.
However that looks to you, you have.
and even ask your wife or girlfriend, what is your dream romantic moment? Like, what is your, ask, you can straight up just say,
Yeah.
if we could do anything right now, what would you want to be doing? I love going to breakfast with my husband. That's one, and silly,
Okay.
but I love doing
That's
it.
incredible.
So,
It's
that's
you're
something we do.
bonding.
Right.
That's what you have to do. You always have to bond. And no
Right.
matter what your relationship is, whether it's with your kids or your moms or your boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, it takes work. And it takes work on both sides. Nobody can have a relationship with themselves. I can assure you I did that. I literally had a relationship with myself, by myself. It takes work. Relationships take work and they take two people. And if you're not willing to do that, then get out. Because if you
Right.
are willing to do that, that's how you're going to feed your relationship and your love is going to grow.
And that's how you know you're with the right person. If you're willing to
Yeah.
do the work.
Yes.
If you're just going to sit there and just be a spectator on the side,
Yeah.
then you're clearly not in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what's the point?
Yeah. And just like ignoring, your wives or your husband's desires for things, like if they share something with you, take it seriously. Don't be like, oh, you're just complaining or you're just whatever. Like, no, this is serious. Like,
Yeah.
take it seriously.
I heard a really good piece of advice from, I don't know if he made it up, but from Tom Bilyeu. He does impact theory. And he said that men need to have sex to feel loved.
Okay.
Women need to feel loved to have sex.
Okay.
So that's another thing I would suggest for men. If you
Yeah.
are looking to have sex,
Make your woman feel loved.
yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Seems simple, right?
Right.
It seems simple.
Right. And it's so true. I'm not a super touchy-feely, girly type of girl. I don't like flowers. I'm very easy
Yeah.
to please.
Yeah.
And I like silly
It's the
stuff.
simple things
But if you're going to I still want to feel,
that you're loved.
yeah.
You need to feel wanted. You need to feel desired.
Right. It's hard to give yourself
Oh my
physically
gosh.
if you're just
Oh, yeah.
not there in the
um,
headspace.
Women need to feel desirable. They need to feel wanted. And, just saying what you were saying before, going along with that, make her feel wanted and she will.
Give it up.
Make her feel beautiful. Women love to feel
Yeah.
beautiful. It would probably be beneficial to know what makes your significant other feel loved. And that really, if you haven't read it yet, you should probably read the love languages because that really helps a lot. Or, I mean, whatever. You can obviously talk about it, like what makes you feel loved or wanted or desired. But a good foundation is the love languages. Do you know what your love language is? Because mine is words of affirmation
Yeah.
and physical touch. Now there's also
There's like gifts.
gifts, yeah,
There's
quality time.
so mine's quality time. That was
Quality
definitely one.
time.
We actually took my husband and I took a test.
Oh, you took the test?
so
Everybody should take that test. If you haven't done it
Yeah.
already, it's online. Lovelanguages.com, I think. Something like
yeah,
that.
it's something
So
simple.
simple.
I was quality time and what were some of the other ones?
All right, so there's quality time, there's words of affirmation, there's, I don't know, I want to say gifts, like receiving
Gifts
gifts.
was one of them for sure
right?
because that's not me.
Physical touch, acts of
Oh,
acts of kindness, like acts of service.
that was mine.
So somebody like doing the dishes for
Right.
you, or like
That's
bringing
mine.
you dinner, you know.
Yeah, I think I was. What did I just say?
I do like quality time too.
Yeah, quality time. So I said quality time and work and service like that.
Acts of service.
Acts of service. I love when if he's doing the dishes, like I don't have to do the dishes.
Yeah.
Like
That makes you feel
he
loved.
folds the laundry with me, like that. It's
That's
just
with
helpful.
you. I think that's like
Yeah.
quality time.
Yeah.
too. It's like two whatever.
Yeah, quality
Killing-
time and folding the
Yes,
laundry.
killing two birds with one
I mean,
stone.
not ideal,
If
but
I can
sure.
actually speak. No, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
cute. Cooking together.
Yeah.
What about that? You would like that?
I hate
Or no?
cooking,
I was
so
gonna say, yeah.
no. I will sit on the couch and he could cook. It'd be great. All right, so I think we gave a lot of helpful tips to the guys, and then to the ladies.
Did we
Like you
talk-
can definitely help your man. What?
I'm sorry. We didn't want to interrupt each other ever. I have a problem. I never know when to shut up. I was just thinking I had one more thing.
Sure.
Can I just say this really quick?
Yeah.
Like, if you're not, like, what's the point of being with somebody that's like your roommate? Like, I can just get a roommate. Like, do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
You have to have that connection and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want a roommate. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to worry about that anymore, but, well, actually,
We're taking applications for Lisa's new life partner.
and I'm like,
Call
roommate-
1-800.
I know. I haven't had a roommate in a long time,
Touch
but he
Lisa.
was essentially my roommate.
Yeah.
But like I said, he hasn't lived there in years.
Yeah.
Years.
And roommates are at least fun.
Yeah.
Like at least be with somebody you can like
Yeah.
talk to. So that doesn't
Yeah.
count. That doesn't even count.
Yeah, no, yeah, we can't even, I don't even know.
Okay, so bottom line, guys, communicate. Tell your partner what you want. Listen to what they want and to their feelings. Validate those feelings. And every single day, choose each other.
Yeah.
Do the work. Do the hard work to keep
Yeah.
your relationships are hard. Do the work.
Yeah.
And then
And don't fall short on the romance. Like, that's important.
be a partner to your
Be a
partner.
partner. No, yeah, be a partner. It's a partnership. It's not like I am more, worthy than you are, or I do more than you, or like that's crap. Sometimes you're going to give 80 and they're going to give 20. Sometimes you're going to give 20 and they're going to give 80, and that's okay. Like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You're not always going to give 100% all the time. This isn't rainbows and sunshine land. This is real life. You know? Yeah, that's really important. And use humor. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So wait, we could
So
go on
important.
for all day for this.
Yeah. Laughter is the best medicine.
No, but
Okay, so go
humor
ahead.
in your
Finish up.
relationship
Oh,
is
so
super
important.
important. Yeah. Like, and it's hard sometimes because you want to like flip out on them, like your partner. But if you can try to find something funny about it, it will
Yeah.
usually just like lighten the mood and everything's better. So
Really important to use humor. And don't let things fester. Don't walk away and not talk about stuff. Don't go to bed angry. You know what you really should do?
Wait, can I pause you?
Yes.
I go to
go.
bed. I go to bed angry.
You shouldn't.
No. I know that's awful,
Okay.
but and we've talked about this before in
Okay.
other episodes.
Okay.
I need some time
Okay.
to be with my feelings.
Okay.
And I need to I need to sometimes go to sleep and think on it, because
So you need to sleep on it?
if I don't and I speak about it in the moment,
Yeah.
I let my emotions get the better of me,
Okay.
and I start crying, and then it becomes like it's not a good conversation.
Okay.
So for us and
Yeah.
my husband and I, like,
Yeah.
we can't
You have to do
usually
it-
talk about it right
Okay.
away. So, and I
But
think it
have a
depends.
plan,
Yeah, it
though.
depends. Like, so I think, yes,
Yeah,
you
so I was
communicate.
so what I was gonna say was, I mean, I would rather not go to bed angry, but if that doesn't work for you, of course, everybody's different. You have to do what works for you. However, my whole point was, you really should establish like rules in your relationship or your marriage. Like, we are never gonna do this. Like just to have like, this is what works for us. You're gonna argue, but you have to address it. I was in a non-existent relationship. There was none of that. I remember talking about thinking about makeup sex. What the hell is makeup sex? When do we make up? There was no discussion at all. You can't just ignore your problems. You have to address them and move on. Like, that's how life works. You're gonna have issues. You're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have different viewpoints. That's okay. You have to work it out and then you move on.
Right.
Like, is
Yes.
that
Yes. And
you know
whether
what I
you
mean?
work it out,
You have to do that.
whatever time it is. I mean, definitely
Yeah, whenever
find a
works for
time,
you, yeah.
a good time where you'll be able to be emotionally sound.
Yeah.
And get your point across. I think and I'm speaking.
After you calm down.
Yes, and I tend to get super emotional, and most women do. I mean, I think it's, we tend to cry probably more than
Yeah.
men, and I feel like when I'm super emotional, I can't get the words out without tearing up because
Yeah.
I care so much.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, men don't seem to understand that when we cry or we get incredibly upset about something, it's because we care too much
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And that's where, if instead of, maybe telling them that their feelings aren't valid, or,
Right.
it's ridiculous that we're crying, instead, maybe just sit back and listen
Yeah.
and say, I understand that you're feeling this way. I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. Something to that extent. If we feel heard, the
It
fight will not
changes
progress.
everything.
Yeah, the fight will not progress further than that.
Nope.
But if you laugh in their face or tell them it's ridiculous, then it's a whole
It
nother
hurts.
fight.
It hurts.
It hurts our heart,
hurts.
and sometimes we're sensitive. So
Okay, so I'm just thinking of this. Like, I'm thinking of being able to use humor and being able to talk about things. Like, there's certain things that are just uncomfortable. Like, when you're talking about I don't know, pornography, or your husband looking at another woman, and
Right.
how we react to these things. These are real issues.
Right.
You know what I mean? And how do you talk about
you
that?
have to be able to talk about the real serious issues without feeling judged.
Yeah.
And feel like you're not scared to talk to them about it.
Yes.
If you feel scared to talk about your something with your partner, that's an issue.
Yeah, you should be
know?
able to be open about things, even if it's uncomfortable, right?
Right.
Or I don't know. I mean, I just love those relationships where they can be like, "Oh, that guy on that movie's so hot,"
Yeah.
that's normal. I don't know. Is that normal or is that disrespectful?
I mean,
that's
listen.
the thing. Where does it?
I don't know if it's just it's funny because I do get
just,
jealous, and if Tom will say
Yeah.
something about another woman, I'm like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
and that's the thing. We're so sensitive that way, but
I have a insane crush on Paul Rudd, and he knows
yeah.
at any moment.
So maybe if it's an unattainable.
I love you, Paul Rudd. Oh, I love him so much.
That I love that.
No, but we talk. We're pretty open about it, but not disrespectfully.
No, yeah. So there's I don't
There's
know.
a line. I mean, you should be respectful to your significant other.
Yeah, don't
but
ever
be-
make them feel less than. Oh, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Not nasty.
Yeah,
Just-
no, you're respectful, but you're not
Yeah.
scared to tell them things.
Yeah.
And when you're scared to tell your significant other something, then that's a problem.
Yeah, you should be able. That's the other thing. You really, really should be in a relationship where you can be your authentic self. If you're trying to be something that you're not, or that's not okay. That's not okay. It's really not. Of course, we're always trying to improve ourselves. That's different. But if you, I mean, my ex didn't even know who the heck I was at all. Like, at all. No idea who I was. I think he's like getting it now, 20 years later, that haven't been together in years.
Right. Too late now.
Years. But no, really, like you have to be able to be, like, I wasn't allowed to be myself. I was like, oh my gosh, the knots in my stomach. Like, I was like a timid little, I was just terrified. It was crazy. You know?
Yeah.
You have to be able to be yourself. You need to be with somebody where you can be yourself. You can be open and honest and laugh and, you know, like, even if it's something stupid, you know, like, be able to say, you're so stupid. Like, what are you talking about? In a joking, fun,
Right.
humorous way.
Right.
Right? Like, you have to be real. You have to be who you are. And if you can't be who you are in that relationship, you're in the wrong relationship.
That's true.
That's it. That's my input. Is that?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. That's important. That's important.
So I think to wrap this up, bottom line, communicate, validate feelings, keep the romance alive, and do the
Yeah.
work every single day.
Choose each other every day.
Choose each other.
Water the grass, I say.
Water your flower.
I mean, seriously, the grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah.
If you're not giving any attention to your spouse and you're too busy doing whatever you want to say you're doing,
Right.
it's not gonna.
It's not going to work.
No,
and just be
because you're
partners.
gonna have tension and you're
Yeah.
just gonna, you know, it's gonna cause problems.
Yeah.
Who the heck needs that aggravation,
Right.
right?
So just be a partner.
Just be intentional.
Yeah, just be good.
Be good, please.
All right. I think that about wraps it up. I don't know where we went with this, our crazy antics, but hopefully it was helpful. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. Give us a 5-star or 1-star, whatever you're feeling.
0-star.
And hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Or at least tell us what you think, because we always want to know what you think. What is your opinion? What makes a relationship work for you or not work? What's your pet peeve? Like, what works for you? What do women want? What do men want?
And
let us know.
if you're a man who wants to be a guest to tell us what you want, we would love to have you on.
Yes.
So
Love that.
send us
Ada.
an email.
Yes, Ada.
All right.
Or comment, whatever.
All right.
Get in touch.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. Join us next time.